So this video came across my feed. I was asking, what is the extreme left? And so I commented, like a hippie commune? I don't know. And then another one came across my feed and asked the same question. And I was like, is that even right though? So, after a lot of hyperfixation, I would like to change my answer. Anarchy. It's anarchy. Okay, hear me out before you run to the comment section, please. Or scroll if you haven't already, whatever. I keep hearing all this chatter about the alt-right pipeline. And that's kind of inferring that our political map is linearly marked with like clear authoritarianism on each side. But there's also like the horseshoe theory, right? And in this theory, the right and the left, they get close enough together to where like the left gets their guns back and the right gets their furries back. Like that discounts the kind of no man's land where no government exists. Under anarchy, you would have one side that would say a singular race would inherit the earth and there would be chaos and violent means would be a way to achieve and maintain that idea, right? And I think this is kind of the image that the word anarchy brings up, at least it conjures up in my mind. And I think I tend to hear it used as that kind of descriptor or action word. And not really used to describe a government theory. And I guess some might attribute that ideal to extreme far right. And then on the opposite side of that spectrum, right, it would be a world of equality that would be met through nonviolent means and maintained through nonviolent means. And I guess some would, like a hippie commune. And some might attribute that to like the far left. But, those are two very different worlds indeed. So where they collide, though, is in that belief structure that individuals have the ability to govern themselves in a world without government. This still would refer to our political structure as linear-esque. Like you really can only go one way or another, and you have to pass all the points in order to get from point A to point B, discounting all of the people who exist within that time or that timeline. What timeline is this, right? Anyway, that's 340 million lived experiences, 340 million individual thoughts and ideas. And we can have any number of political opinions, wants, desires, ideologies, ideals. So how do we define 340 million different people's ideas on any number of given topics? We break it into 4 quadrants called the political compass. Let's say you take the test and you score like a -6, -7, and you're way down here. That discounts for one single issue where you might be placed way up here. But it's discounting that and it's putting you way down here because this is where you are with the majority of how you answer these political questions. But maybe, just maybe, this one answer is your single issue voter. And this is what's going to make or break your vote. So is this really a good way to to decide who you're going to vote for or decide where we're leaning as a country. Imagine, if you will, we jump out of the pipe and into the web. Now, in this web, there's any number of roads to get from A to B, right? And within that, there's a plethora of intersections, right? And so if we take like a Venn diagram, we put it over here, and then we put it over here, and those circles kind of collide. Those people are meeting. And with that, we can find that progressive preppers and fascist femboys not only exist, but they may even coexist. They could even coexist peacefully. Who knows? I mean, maybe you're one of them. I don't know. I don't even know who I am anymore. But even in my little spider web theory, right, that discounts for ideas that would exist completely outside of the web. Now, you can have some ideas that are intrinsically tangled within the web, and they come out of it and exist solely and freely on their own. There's also ideas that are born of and exist completely outside of the web altogether, right? And if they go into this web, they will cease to exist. Now, we find these ideas, like if you've ever read fantasy fiction, sci-fi, utopian, or dystopian fiction, you'll know exactly what I'm saying. But that's where these ideas exist, is in fiction. That we've taken all these ideas and kind of convoluted them and crushed them down like they're in a baler or something into this two-party system where no one is happy. I mean, seriously, bestie, like, just look at the last week alone. Whew, it was a doozy, wasn't it? Oh, goodness. I mean, we had a broadcaster publicly suggest that we involuntarily, lethally inject those people that live outside, while we're simultaneously on track to have the world's first trillionaire. That's what in-game capitalism looks like. In my feed this week, I have seen people call for violence against people who they deem to be anti-fascist. I guess that's me. I guess I'm Antifa. And there was a public murking for the lulz. And all of it, even the most atrocious of it, which, I mean, that's all pretty fucking disgusting, is being used as like a wag the dog to try to get us to forget that our government is trying to protect and cover up a PDF file ring. And it's literally like the only bipartisan action we've seen out of our government in a super long time. And don't come at me and be like, oh, well, the Dems tried to pass this and the MAGA's like blocked that. Our last administration could have released the files too. This is across the board. They are all complacent. So yeah, none of us are happy. I mean, if you need more proof, just run to the comment section. If this video's gotten any traction, it hasn't. You'll find it. You'll find it full of trolls. You'll find it full of hatred. You'll find it full of anger. And for what? Why? Why are we turning on each other? Why are we hating on each other? Because the system is failing us all. We are all unhappy no matter where your ideals fall on the political compass test. So what do we do about it, Gigi? What's the answer? What's the solution? Bestie, I don't fucking know. This guy looks pretty happy though. Maybe I'll just go read a book. Remember, you're valid. You're worthy. You're loved. Thanks for watching. Bye.